my name is Don Dutcher from housecallchef.com. Today I'm going to be demonstrating on how to grill vegetables. Today we're going to grill mushrooms, asparagus, zucchini, and yellow squash. You can also grill any other vegetables like parsnip, rutabaga, potatoes, tomatoes, peppers. You can also do a few fruits like pineapple, watermelon. You can use any kind of a grill you want to grill your vegetables. Today we're going to be using a charcoal briquette grill, but you can use a gas or use real wood. And I prefer to light my charcoal with a charcoal lighter that doesn't use any chemicals or lighter fluids. And the concept of the charcoal lighter is you put newspaper in the bottom. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get your charcoal ready, which is about the same as using lighter fluid, but you don't have all the extra chemical flavors in your food. Once you get your paper packed into the bottom, you just turn it over and you fill the top chamber with your charcoal. I prefer to use the charcoal with real wood in it, or use wood chips in your charcoal. And again, it only takes about 15 or 20 minutes to get your charcoal ready. And you just lift it up and you light the paper on the bottom. When selecting your vegetables, you want to try and get long cylindrical vegetables that don't have a big balloon like this yellow squash. These are going to be slicing them lengthwise, and you want good even cuts. You want to slice them about a 1/4 inch thick for the squash. If you're using harder vegetables like turnips and rutabagas, you're going to want to slice them thinner so they cook better. And you don't have to throw any part of your vegetables away except for the ends that you cut off, because these grill just fine. And it's nice to have a variety of vegetables when you're grilling. Some people like to marinate their vegetables, but I don't like to marinate them because then you don't get the flavor of the vegetable, you get the flavor of the marinade that you're using. I just prefer to use straight olive oil. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of balsamic vinegar for that flavor. You can just go ahead and use whatever seasonings you want, whatever you prefer to put on your food and your vegetables. Everybody has a different preference when they're using spices and marinades. Good chicken marinades work well with vegetables. I prefer just oils and vinegars if I'm using anything. Just put a little salt and pepper on them when you're grilling. When you're cutting mushrooms, you can use any kind of mushroom you want, but you just want to cut them in half. If they're small, just leave them whole so they don't fall through the grates. Sometimes I do portobellos and I just slice them, leave the stems on, and slice them big pieces of portobello mushrooms. Or baby bellas work fine too, whole. You can tell when your charcoal's getting ready. It's smoking right now, and when the charcoal's ready, it doesn't smoke like that. You just see the heat coming out of the top. When you're using your asparagus, try to find pencil asparagus or thinner asparagus. Don't use anything over 3/8 of an inch thick. Otherwise it's hard and woody and chewy and it doesn't cook well on the grill. Just cut the ends off. You can save them and use them for soup or whatever you like. Usually I grill them whole just like that. And then all we do is I put all my stuff in a pan and take it out to the grill, and since usually the asparagus is the last thing I do because it grills so fast, is I'll oil the asparagus and put them on the bottom of the pan. Real liberal with your olive oil. Just kind of move it around. It coats them real easily and real well. And I'll put my mushrooms in next, and those are just as easy. You can either just dump some in your hand and rub it on the mushrooms. They coat easily. And the mushrooms really take on the charcoal flavor when they're outside. I usually don't use balsamic on mushrooms at all, because otherwise they'll just taste like balsamic because it sucks the balsamic vinegar right up. And I usually start with the squash or harder vegetables to cook first. If you're using rutabaga, parsnip, you would want to grill those first because they take longer. Usually you serve the grilled vegetables at room temperature, so if you're doing steaks or burgers out on the grill with it, you can do the vegetables in advance and just leave them on a platter sitting on the counter. Room temperature is perfect for them. Just lightly coat them with oil. It's just easier to pour the oil on your hands and rub it onto the vegetables. If you're marinating them, then of course you can just put some in and just turn them every once in a while. It only takes about 20 minutes to a half an hour to marinate the vegetables. You want to make sure your grill is really nice and hot before you start so it leaves grill marks on your vegetables. For the zucchini, it's usually only about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side and they're ready to come off. I cut mine a little thicker than normal because I like thicker vegetables and I like the flavor. Okay, the coals are now ready, and the way that you can tell is the coals turn white and they're down inside they're orange. These are really hot. You just dump them into the base of your grill. Just kind of spread them out a little bit so your heat is even and you can get more vegetables on your grill. Just put your grate back on top to get hot. You see a little paper stuck on top, you just take your grill brush and clean it off. It only takes about 1.5 minutes on each side to get your grill marks. Remember, as you're cooking, your grill's going to get hotter and hotter. I like to cook them a little under so that the vegetables are still crunchy. And your vegetables will still cook for about 30 seconds after you pull them off the grill. Okay, now we're going to put the asparagus on. You got to be right here with the asparagus because it cooks really fast. Just kind of push it out. Be careful you don't burn yourself because the oil sticks really good to the asparagus and it could flash up. You want to make sure you go against the grating with these so they don't fall through. Sometimes it's easier to do 4 or 5 sprigs at a time. The tips will cook a lot faster than anything. You don't really need to get grill marks. You can see the little black spots. That's fine. It won't taste burnt. Sometimes it's easier with a spatula, depending on your grill. It's easier if you don't put as many on as I do, just keep rolling them back and forth. It only takes about 1 minute total for these. The asparagus cooks really, really fast, so you don't want to walk away from it. It's still a little crunchy and tender. Some of our vegetables are a little bit darker because some of us like ours darker than others. And the mushrooms don't have any grill lines, and it's great to serve these at room temperature. And it's also a great alternative to potatoes when you're grilling. And today we're actually going to have grilled turkey burgers with our grilled vegetables. Okay, our grilled vegetables are all done in our turkey burgers. We're serving the grilled vegetables at room temperature. Anybody with a grill can do this. It's real fun, it's delicious. Like I said, it's a great alternative to potatoes. Check out our site at housecallchefs.com. Thank you and enjoy.